My name is Cori Calvert. I am a Retrofit Advisor with Electric Ireland Superhomes. And today I wanted to discuss customer handover with you and what does that entail on our side for us as we begin the deep retrofit process with the clients. So a bit about us, we are Electric Ireland Superhomes. We are Ireland's leading home retrofit one-stop shop service. We're committed to guiding Irish homeowners to warmer, comfortable, healthier, and lower carbon homes, while also helping Ireland achieve its 2030 climate action targets. And we do this through a whole house retrofit process where the client's end objective is that renewable energy heat pump. As you can see, we started as a joint venture last year. Before that, we were just Superhomes, but we became a joint venture with Electric Ireland last year. We completed 100 homes in 2021, and this year we'll be completing close to 250 homes with the end goal of by 2030, we're retrofitting 7,000 to 8,000 homes throughout Ireland and helping them reach those warm home standards. So what is a retrofit one-stop shop? What it is when a client is interested in installing a heat pump, we go from the start to finish of providing them that deep retrofit service. So we start out with consumer education and support, educating them about what is a heat pump, what is needed to make their house heat pump standard, as well as everything that's going to entail on that. We then complete that home survey led by one of our energy engineers, which then leads to that retrofit design and tender, where we tender with a local contractor to have all of the works completed by that one main contractor. And then once that contractor is selected, we continue on the process with quality assurance and project management, making sure that those heat pump and those energy upgrades are installed correctly and are going to allow that heat pump to run correctly. And then we also come in with those management of SEI grants, those one-stop shop grants that are available, as well as securing helping the client secure finance for their projects. So when we talk about customer handover, there's somewhat two ways to look at it. One is that the customer handover is the completed retrofit to the client, and that is definitely one important aspect of customer handover. But really, where the most education and demystifying for the client occurs is in the customer handover in the beginning process. When that client first comes to us, all the way to when they have their energy report that details exactly what is needed and how that's going to work for them and specifically for their house. So today I'm going to focus on the beginning stages of that customer handover, from the moment the client learns about the one-stop shop process, or maybe learns about a heat pump, comes to us via an inquiry form on our website. We do that initial consultation, which then leads to the home survey and the energy report. So that client team during that customer handover process consists of myself and my colleagues as retrofit advisors, as well as our client care team, the retrofit energy engineers, as well as our finance and accounts team. Now, all together, there would be one specific person on each team assigned to each client. So that client knows that for the retrofit advisors, they're always going to be talking to myself, and they would know the name and the direct line, as well as the email of their energy engineer, and that would be the energy engineer throughout the process. So that if they do have questions, and there's always questions, it is a big process. We're helping people achieve their forever homes, that we are there to provide them that support that they need throughout the process, and to make it as easy and simple for them as absolutely possible. So how do clients come to us? They come to us through a variety of ways. Many times it's word of mouth, that they have maybe their brother-in-law or a friend or a coworker has already completed a super home, and now they also want that similar level. Maybe they hear about us through a trade show or any general marketing that we do. But it's also popular that clients come to us when they're working with their architects, or they have a builder that they've engaged, and that builder has already worked with us on a similar super homes project. And so that they come to us and say, hi, I also have another client who's doing something very similar. Can you walk them through the process and help them with that? Project managers, BER assessors, and heat pump installers would all refer clients to us. And then they're all led to the Electric Ireland Superhomes website, where we lead them through that process. So what happens during that initial consultation? It's a 20-minute video call with either myself or one of my colleagues. And the ultimate goal is to give them an idea about what is the heat pump technical needs needed to make their house heat pump ready, the costs, which sometimes they can be very unexpected, or maybe they had a different budget, the grants available, which also there is a lot of clarification on what grants are eligible and the small finer details of those grants, and the timelines involved in the project. Sometimes clients come to us and they expect that the deep retrofit can begin next week, and then we have to explain things like window lead time or other issues. And that is really good, because at the end of the line, what we want is a happy customer. And a happy customer is somebody who's well prepared and in line with not only what is needed for their house on a heat pump technical need, everything from the insulation, what type of insulation may be needed for their house, to what type of wall type do they have, and what type of insulation is best suited for that wall type, to what is advanced ventilation, what is the difference between demand control ventilation and mechanical heat recovery, and why would they need that if they have an airtight house. Hot water on demand, did they recently install solar thermal panels? Is their solar thermal system compatible with the heat pump system? Solar PV, and what is the difference between solar thermal and solar PV, and how does that work for their home? As well as the heat pump itself. Did they recently install a gas combi boiler? Sometimes clients don't realize that the heat pump does replace that oil boiler or that gas boiler, and that is either a bonus for them, or sometimes that's something that they recently did upgrade and they're not interested in upgrading again. Or how does that heat pump work? So during this 20-minute consult, not only are we touching on those technical aspects, we're touching on the process, we're touching on the grants, but we're also talking with them about their lifestyle and what lifestyle modifications may be needed as they go through installing of the heat pumps. Simple things that you may hear from a client are things like they leave the kitchen doors open for the dogs to come in and out of the house all day long. And so then, you would need to explain to them how that may affect their heat pump efficiency. So there's a lot of listening on this initial consultation, which is the most important aspect for us at Electric Ireland Superhomes of that initial consultation, is just making sure we understand the client's future needs, as well as how the heat pump will work in with their existing home and their existing objectives. So that's just step one of the journey to a super home. That's the initial consultation. As I said, if the client is interested in installing that heat pump, they're prepared, it works in with their timeline, then we continue to the home survey, which is where our retrofit energy engineer comes out, does that energy survey, includes the full BER analysis, the heat pump technical assessment, as well as it gives them an actual grant amount that they would be receiving if they did continue with the one-stop shop process. And that all comes through with the energy report, which we then give to the client, walk them through it, answer any questions they may have. If the client wants to proceed, then we go on to design and grant application, where we size that heat pump, make sure that everything is going to fit their house. And then we start on the energy retrofit process, during which we're doing supervision and grant payment. And then at the final stage, the end of the customer handover journey, is that demonstration of the system to the client, so they know exactly how it works, that it's optimized best, including heating zones for their home. So if you have any other questions, we're always reachable at info@electric-ireland-superhomes.ie. We also have a mainline number available for clients. And if you or one of your clients is interested in starting the process of making your home a super home, then we have the Electric Ireland Superhomes.ie website, and you can easily make an inquiry there, and we can schedule a consultation to discuss that in further detail. Do you have any questions?
No questions from anybody. If you can use the chat function, please, that'd be great. We'll give it a couple of seconds. We have pretty much ahead of time, but thank you very much, Cori. That was very interesting. I like the idea of kind of, as you say, well, what I would call is hand holding of the customer. You need to kind of explain to them exactly what's going in, and we've even found from our projects as well that the understanding of heat pumps just isn't there yet for people, and that it's this new kind of dangerous or scary piece of equipment that you put in the side of your or you put at the side of your house or in your house. So it's I think that's one of the big ones, is education as well, which is very interesting that you brought it up too.
Yeah, we find that the easiest way to a happy client is making sure they completely understand the whole process and exactly what it entails. Once you have that customer support, it really does make a happier customer.
Perfect. We have a question here from Cori. It's like, hi, do you give instructions on how to operate the heating controls?
Yes, during that final step, which is the demonstration, we would have exact examples of how to use the heating controls. And that would be something we actually discussed not only during the initial consultation, but as well as during that home survey. Often people have needs that would mean they need more zones created or less zones created. And that's fairly easy to determine in the beginning stages. So we make sure that's always planned for.
That's perfect. Has anyone else any questions? I hope that answered as well. No. Okay, that's perfect. So again, thank you very much, Cori, for that. That was brilliant. And thank you everyone for coming today and joining our webinar series throughout. We will be sending out a survey after this webinar finishes to kind of get feedback from all attendees to see if we can make it any bit better. And I suppose it's kind of around timing and things like that, and if open source is the way to go, and it's gathering feedback for the future webinar series as well. So again, thank you very much, Cori, and thank you everyone, and I hope you have a good day.